how has the US withdrawal from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or the nuclear deal that was signed, affect Khamenei's assessment of the reliability of future agreements with the US and its skepticism towards the issue?
Well, good morning and thanks for having me. Indeed, actually, you've touched upon the key obstacle in any possible negotiations between Iran and the United States, because the Iranian starting point is always that we've already had an agreement in 2015 that was backed by key world countries, all the members of all the permanent members of the UN Security Council, and it actually went into effect until Mr. Trump came into office in early 2017. And 1 year later, he decided to pull out from this agreement. So the Iranian point of view is always that how can we guarantee that any agreement we reach with the United States is going to be respected and implemented on the long term and not changed whenever there is a new administration in office. But at the same time, I mean, there is another point or another way of looking at it, which is that, I mean, if an agreement is being or is possibly reached between the current U.S. administration led by Mr. Trump, who is known as a hardliner on Iran, and the Iranian leadership, that will probably be a sign of a kind of confidence that this agreement will last, because again, it's not being negotiated with a soft administration or an administration that has already open communication channels with Iran, but with Mr. Trump, who is actually also being pressured by Israel mainly in order to escalate the confrontation with the Iranian side. So again, I think we're still in a very initial stage. Mr. Trump is known for his desire to reach big deals, to sound like a peacemaker, as he's always repeated, whether on the Ukrainian-Russian conflict or on the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. And of course, the dispute with Iran is one of the most kind of difficult issues to resolve, because the animosity between the Iranian Islamic Revolution and the United States dates back to the day the Islamic Revolution happened and after the occupation of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. So it's a long history of animosity, and to be able to kind of reach a settlement that would reshape the Middle East region and the current situation would indeed be a difficult task. And as Mr. Dr. Atif mentioned, there are kind of mediating parties who are hoping to build on Mr. Trump's desire to reach a deal with Iran, and at the same time try to calm the many suspicions and fears on the Iranian side that the issue is not only limited to the nuclear program, but also would include other limitations on its missile program, on its relationships in the region. So it's always a serious fear on the Iranian side that any negotiations would not be limited to the nuclear issue alone.